What's going on YouTube? What's going on everybody? Welcome to this channel, welcome to Cleanera, and in this video I will be teaching you how to get your very first cleaning client on Gumtree. Listen up, if you are sat there wondering how can I realistically get my first ever cleaning contract, I'm here to tell you that I've spent over £100 on ads on Gumtree and I've been able to get realistically 35 clients, of which I've been able to convert successfully 30 of them into constant clients who require my cleaning services. And I've even been able to make long-term friendship with these clients, and so much so that after cleaning services has long been done, we still keep in contact and we still look after each other. In this video, I will show you the exact Gumtree strategy I've used today to get my first end of tenancy or domestic client. Now, this strategy includes the kind of ads, the settings, and the replies which can potentially convert those views to paying clients. When I started Cleanera, I didn't have a fancy website, I didn't have any fancy van, I didn't have fancy equipment. All I had was just Gumtree and the decision to make Gumtree my main sales outlet. Now, realistically, over 2 years, I've been able to spend about £100 on paid ads on Gumtree, which has potentially brought me over 35 clients, and I have been able, through the system I'm going to teach in this video, convert 30 people. I've been able to convert 30 people out of the 35 who have been able to come to my ad to high quality paying clients. Now, some of these clients turned into more than just bookings. They became good friends, they became lovely families, and we still chat long after the job has been executed. Here's the reason why Gumtree works for end of tenancy claims and domestic claims. Now, tenants are desperate to get their deposit back, so landlords and agents need reliable cleaners. That's the first point. Now, busy families and professionals are searching for cleaners near me, so they want someone who is local and trustworthy. Also, you must keep in mind that most cleaners throw up a lazy, cheap cleaner ad, get few bad messages and say Gumtree doesn't work. The truth is Gumtree works brilliantly for end of tenancy and domestic cleaning if your ad doesn't look or sound like someone else's own. If that makes sense. So Gumtree works perfectly for end of tenancy and domestic cleaning if your ad doesn't sound like every other person's own. If that makes sense. I made no clear distinction if I was doing end of tenancy claims, domestic claims, or I was just doing general. Now, I equally had no trust points. There was no trust points like DBS mentioned in my ads. There was no form of insurance or no real life experience as well. And I had slow replies that led to so many clients slipping away. In fact, I was replying or responding slowly, which led to so many clients slipping away. Now, my first Gumtree, I was an absolute mess. I had fake headlines. I was trying to cover everywhere, and I led with words like cheap instead of reliable and end of tenancy specialist. Now, I got price shoppers, I got time wasters, and I got people who were not ready to buy my contracts. Now, this is what I was doing unknowingly. I was trying to be any cleaner for everybody. There was no clear distinctions whether I was doing end of tenancy claims or domestic claims. I had no trust points. There were no DBS inscribed on my ads, and there was no form of insurance inscribed as well, and there was absolutely no real experience attached to my ads. And one thing which also helped to slow down my conversion rate was slow response time to these people. Now, when I fixed these mistakes, that's when the £100 I put in ad turned into 35 real clients and not just time wasters. Guys, here's the exact 5-step method I use and I teach to get your first end of tenancy or domestic contract as a cleaner from Gumtree. Now guys, you must either pick one. It's either you're going in as a domestic cleaner or as an end of tenancy cleaner. Now, if you have chosen either of the options, the next thing you need to do is to position yourself in your ad set or in your flyer in order to be recognized by these service users, so you are going to be booked by them. Now, what do I mean? If you've decided to focus on end of tenancy contracts, how should you be positioning yourself towards these clients? If you position yourself as a domestic cleaner, how should you position yourself to these people who need domestic cleaning service? So the first option, if you are positioning as end of tenancy, you should be saying things within the lines of, I help tenants and landlords in this area hand the keys back to agents and properties that passes inspection. Now, that's a very catchy headline for end of tenancy. People are looking for end of tenancy contracts. Now, if you are in the domestic contract field, you can be giving out headlines within the lines of, I help families in this area keep their homes clean and calm without them lifting a finger. Now, that's very appealing to anyone who is looking for domestic services, is going to be attracted to that kind of. Let's go into the specifics of crafting your ads for Gumtree. If I was to start running Gumtree ads again from day one or from scratch with like £50 in my account, this is exactly what I'll do. Now, if I was going in for the end of tenancy claims, I'm going to headline like this: end of tenancy claims that won't embarrass you in front of your letting agent in this area. That's the first option. Now, I can also headline my end of tenancy contracts as deposit friendly end of tenancy cleaning / reliable / DBS checked in this area. You can as well headline your end of tenancy contracts as landlords, get your property ready get your property ready to be relisted fast, end of tenancy specialist in this area. Now, if you are going in for the domestic contract, you can headline as such. You can headline as weekly home cleaning / same trusted cleaner age visit in this area. You can as well headline as not the cheapest, just the cleaner who actually shows up in this area. And finally, for domestic, you can headline as DBS checked domestic cleaner for busy families in this area. Now, guys, let's talk about money, because this is where most people get scared. Now, over the last 2 years, I've spent roughly £100 on Gumtree ads and promotions. Now, that's about £50 a year, or just £4 a month on average. In return, what have I gotten? I've had about 35 clients from Gumtree, and I've been able to close about 30 of them. Now, this is how you can use Gumtree app to experiment and to test the cleaning field to see, if this is actually what's going to work for you. And that's why I always recommend Gumtree for beginners, because it's very user friendly. Now, Gumtree has very good features where you could decide to boost your ads during particular seasons. Now, let's say during end of the month, that we have high possibility to have end of tenancy or one-off cleans, so we can actually bump up our ads, or we increase our ad spend, or things within that line. So what we're doing is we are moving our ads up during peak seasons in order to get more contracts, or we are promoting our ads based on how fully booked we are. So we can play around with these features within the Gumtree platform to see exactly what's going to work for us and how we feel comfortable. Now, if I told you that around £100 in ad spend could bring you 35 clients over 2 years, most of them either end of tenancy or regular domestic cleans, you probably say yes every time. Now, that's what happened to me. If I tell you that around £100 in ad spend over the course of 2 years was able to bring me 35 clients, and I was able to convert 30 of them, and those 30 of them were spread along end of tenancy cleans and domestic clean. Now, that's what happened to me, and trust me, it can definitely happen to you. So guys, if I was starting today again with what I currently know, I would definitely put £100 towards end of tenancy cleans, and I'll definitely put £50 towards end of tenancy cleans and £50 towards domestic clean, and I'll run it up for a month, and from the feedback I'll get, I'll know exactly my next move from there. So guys, once you've been able to put up your ads on Gumtree and you've been able to walk through within the seasons and you've been able to get these clients coming in, now you need to have a framework of closing them. You need to have a script. You need to know how to message them back in order to give them an adequate call to action which will convincingly convert them. Now, your first response should be within these lines. Hi, my name is ... Thanks for getting in touch about either the end of tenancy or domestic clean. Could you send me your postcode, property size, and the date you need it all done? I will come back with a clear quote and my next available slot. Perfect. Now, once they've sent you all the information you've asked for, now it's time for you to give them a quote. Now, this is a quote script. Now, you say, for a size of this in this area, that's based on what your client sent, my usual recommendation for X hours is fixed for end of tenancy. Like I said, if you've been watching my previous video, I always say you should give your flat rates over hourly rates. So for those of you who know how to charge flat rate, you just know you have to give your flat rates here as a quote after you've giving them, responding to that first message. The next quote, you should be sending out a flat rate for your fixed end of tenancy cleans. Now, if this includes any tax, you make sure you add them into your quote. Now, for domestic cleaning, you do as well. You send them the quote. Now, domestic, you tax for domestic cleaning, you should be giving them flat rates as well. But if you want to charge hourly, it's all up to you. Now, in the course of me meeting these service users, I've met end of tenancy people who want the end of tenancy service, people who wanted the regular bi-weekly cleaning. I've met a lot of wonderful people. I've met amazing families who've been able to keep touch, who've been able to check in on each other even after cleaning services have been done, and that's very amazing to me. I mean, to make friends within the cleaning niche who genuinely look after you, and you as well genuinely look out for them. Finally, guys, we've been able to take you from no clients to having a Gumtree strategy for end of tenancy clients, domestic clients, a real headline idea and ad structures that convert with reply scripts, plus a clear example of how £100 in ads can turn into years of clients. Now, if you want more real UK business strategies, not theories, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notification bell for more videos like this. Now, if you want help to set up your own cleaning business, your own end of tenancy or domestic systems, I've put together a link in the description where you can learn about my mentorship and see how we can work together. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Isaac from Cleanera. See you on the next one. Bye.